Yesterday, the European Central Bank confirmed that it is going to start to use distributed ledger technology. And in this video, we're going to be telling you why that's important, first and foremost, and what cryptocurrencies we can see clear links in regards to enabling this European ledger that has been spoken about. So we've got a hell of a lot to get into. We're really going to be going right down into the rabbit holes here. Certainly when it comes to looking at what cryptos are likely going to be involved in this. And there's three that I can link. There perhaps may be more. There's not just going to be one chain to rule them all. But what these blockchains, these distributed ledgers are collectively going to do is enable this internet of value. And I think the key players in enabling that are going to be the ISO cryptos. We did a great interview last week, I believe, with Smoke. Some of you are very familiar with him on Twitter. We'll be looking at a tweet from him, actually, in this video also, where we spoke about ISO coins. And if you look at the traditional financial system as it stands right now, how finance works is it essentially works around standards and protocols. There's going to be those same standards, likely the ones that are already implemented, and we're seeing all major financial institutions are going to have to move on to the ISO 20022 standards. By the end of this year, those coins that are ISO compliant, you're talking XRP, Algo, Cardano, HBAR, XLM, Quant, XDC, and IOTA, just off the top of my head, they all seem to pop up time and time again. Perhaps not IOTX, we're not really diving into the IoT arena as much, but it is going to be a big thing. But you see these ISO cryptos pop up time and time again. And actually, we see that again here in regards to what the European Central Bank just announced. They are confirming that their target service, which annually they estimate does over $600 trillion, certainly target 2 anyway, which is what this is largely going to affect, or T2, daily processing value is around about $2.2 trillion. Daily processed transactions is around about 360,000 payments, and annual processing value over $600 trillion. And that is going to be enabled by DLT technology, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big, big deal. Let's get into this announcement. Eurosystem expands initiative to settle DLT-based transactions in central bank money. Now, this came out yesterday. Before I do that, I want to go over to an article that was done by Ledger Insights. And it was titled, this came out on the back end of last year, ECB shares vision of a tokenization to support EU Digital Capital Markets Union. In an important speech today, European Central Bank Director Piero Clippoloni, I'm not quite saying that right, I think that's an Italian second name, proposed the creation of a European ledger, the EU's version of the unified ledger to support tokenization in capital markets. He noted the challenges in creating a conventional capital market union, including the need for greater legal harmonization. Why do you think these ISO coins are being picked for this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen? The director highlighted some risks in moving towards digital assets and distributed ledger technology, but rather than viewing tokenization as a threat, he said the EU should embrace the clean sheet opportunity to create digital capital markets union. He was speaking at the Bundesbank. A European ledger, this is what he said, could bring together token versions of central bank money, commercial bank money, and other digital assets on a shared programmable platform. Sounds like the internet of value to me, which we know is largely going to be enabled by ISO coins, guys. And there's 3 that we're going to be looking at specifically today. Said Mr. We're going to leave out his second name. In essence, this would see TS2, which is their target service, evolve into a DLT-based single financial market infrastructure for Europe, while central banks would provide the platforms or the rails, so to speak. And we can see clear connections with banks within Europe and the ECB actually working with DLTs. We'll look at some of them in just a second. Market participants would supply the content or the trains. TS2 refers to EU's high-value payment system used for settling settlement of security transactions in central bank money. Now, I want to leave that there because this was something that came out months ago, and this is something that came out yesterday. And it talks about actually now they're going essentially in for the kill in regards to using DLT technology. And very interestingly, the individual that was just spoken about there has clear links perhaps to Algorand, which is extremely interesting. And this is the ECB just announced they will continue developing a solution for settling DLT-based transactions in central bank money. Guess what? It's led by Piero, who in 2022 called Algo one of the most advanced blockchain solutions for financial services on the market. At the same time, he was governor of Banco Italia, whose interoperability solution to connect target RTGS with DLT platforms was one of the only three by the ECB, and their solution was tested on Algo. And this, of course, is the proof. So Algo, of course, is one of them. But let's just read the announcement, and then we're going to come back and take a look at some of the cryptos, perhaps, that are going to enable this kind of European ledger that is going to essentially process hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of transactions yearly, trillions daily. And these DLTs are going to be the rails in which it's all ran upon, and that enable this Internet of Value and that are compliant with the standards that already exist in the form of ISO 20022 standards. So the Governing Council of the European Central Bank, ECB, decided to expand its initiative to settle transaction recorded on distributed ledger technology in central bank money. The initiative will follow a two-track approach. First, as soon as feasible, the Euro system will develop and implement a safe and effective platform for such settlements in central bank money through an interoperability link with Target Services. Now, Target Services is essentially how the ECB operate their financial system. And again, T2, we'll look at Target 2 in just a second. TS2, we just spoke about. This essentially is how the European central banks operate. And they're about to look to integrate it in regards to or with DLT technology. And some of the DLTs, likely Algorand, there's clear links there, XRP and XLM, which we'll look at some links there. A concrete time plan will be announced in due course. Second, the Euro system will look into more integrated long-term solutions for DLT-based transactions in central bank money. This will also include international operations such as foreign exchange settlements. The Euro system wants to support the use of innovative solutions in its market infrastructure while maintaining the safety and efficiency of Target Services. It will continue to further analyze new technologies and engage actively with public and private stakeholders. We are embracing innovation without compromising on safety and stability, said the ECB board member Piero, who oversees the initiative. Also said some great things about Algorand, like what we just looked at. This is an important contribution to enhancing Europeans' financial market efficiency through innovation. Our approach will pay due attention to the Euro system's goal of achieving a more harmonious and integrated European financial ecosystem. The initiative will contribute to establishing an integrated European market for digital assets, in line with the Governing Council's call for promoting a digital capital market union in its statement of March 7th, 2024, so last year. It will build a Eurosystem exploratory work on new technologies for wholesale bank, central bank money settlements, conducted between May and November 2024. This work gave 74 participants, including JP Morgan, etc., etc. This is huge, guys. Again, I want to put this into perspective, right? These guys literally do hundreds of trillions of dollars in settlements. And this is essentially the largest payment system, or it's one of the largest payment systems in the world in terms of transaction volume and value. This means that every day, Target 2 processes payments equivalent to more than 15 times the GDP of Germany. Little fun fact there. It couldn't be more obvious. And we like reporting on news like this because, meanwhile, retail's absolutely shaking in their boots. Now, interestingly, since this was announced, Stellar, which is one that I think is involved, we're going to look at some digging from Smoke in just a second, actually came out and released this, a fully compliant Euro stablecoin powered by Stellar. This Associate General Forge Euro stablecoin has arrived. And this is from the Digital Euro Station. The DEE member Ripple brings crypto-enabled cross-border payments to Portugal in partnership with Unicambo. Check it out. And we looked at some of Algorand's links. And actually Smoke, somebody that we had on the show last week, do go and watch that because we really get into ISO crypto specifically. So many people saying that was one of the best interviews they've watched. And do go and watch the Van Dal one as well. 2 killer interviews that I don't see content like that being put on the internet. And remember, we are on all podcasting platforms. If you want to, listen to it whilst you're going on a walk, just look for the All in Crypto podcast, etc., etc. So this is from Smoke, how Ripple, Stellar, and Algorand, which we've just looked at. And this is an old post from him, actually, by the way. I think he sent me this on a DM a while ago. So how Ripple, Stellar, and Algorand will be part of the European ledger, which we've just looked at right at the start. Target 2, TS2, and we've spoken about what that is Europe's high-value payment and security settlement platform, essentially the European version of SWIFT. In the article linked below, they discuss the transformation of the traditional Target 2, TS2, platform into a DLT, which we just got confirmation on, by the way, based single financial market infrastructure for Europe. Refer to as the European ledger. And this is why you should follow Smoke, by the way, because he's on it. No doubt about that. We don't have anybody on the show, and he came on for a good reason. He's very good at, does a lot of research on all of this. As shown in the next 3 documents, Ripple, Algorand, and Stellar are all highlighted as potential technologies to be integrated into Europe's financial ecosystem, particularly with Target 2, which they just announced yesterday, guys. We're talking hundreds of trillions of dollars are likely going to go through these DLTs on the back end of what Europe's doing. Direct integration between Algorand's DLT platform and Target 2. Target 2 can leverage virtual currency infrastructure such as Ripple. EURD is currently supported on both Stellar and Algorand blockchains. The article explains it well. Central banks provide the rails, which we just looked at, and market participants supply the train. Ripple, Stellar, and Algorand equal market participants. Rails, DLT, base, Target 2, trains, XRP, XLM, and Algo. And this is the first one, a European ledger. And we looked at that in the form of the article over here. The next thing that he's got for us is Banca Italia. This is, of course, Algorand's DLT network highlighted. The tip service, Target's tip service also highlighted. Here we have the near future utilizing open source technology to create fast peer-to-peer payment systems that give consumers a quick and secure way to pay with just a single click. The Trans-European Automated Real-Time Gross Settlement Express Transfer System, that's a mouthful, Target 2, in Europe has set the pace for standardized payments between investment banks by leveraging virtual currency infrastructure such as Ripple. Clearing and settling could be decentralized, moving directly from one institution to another, speeding up transactions and reducing costs. And of course, the EURD is on Stellar and Algorand. So there we have it, guys. We wanted to get this video out there because it's super interesting. I can't believe more people aren't talking about how much of a big deal this is. If you understand what Target is, this is literally... this is how the ECB essentially works. It's the infrastructure that enables it, and they're now looking to onboard that and move that to DLT. And there's 3. There will perhaps be more. These are just 3 that we're highlighting. 3 very clear enablers of that European ledger. And when you look at each individual crypto, we're super bullish on each and every one of them, certainly technically. All of them, we've covered them on multiple occasions, but fundamentally, this is just one massive multi-trillion-dollar operation that they're going to enable. There's going to be potentially hundreds. Future is a bright one. The internet of value is being enabled right in front of our eyes. The ISO cryptos, in my opinion, are going to be the real stars of that show. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Smash like and comment on this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.